Hi all and welcome to One Agile Production. My name is Ash Khan and in this tutorial we will look at what is an Agile Release Train Engineer. Let us first look at what is an Agile Release Train. The Agile Release Train, also known as an ART, is a self-organizing team of Agile teams. You can look at an Agile Release Train as a virtual organization which is organized around value streams to ensure the value is being delivered by building solutions that deliver benefits to the end users. The Agile Release Train consists of 5 to 15 Agile teams, which has between 50 to 125 individuals who plan, commit, and execute together. The Release Train Engineer is responsible for facilitating key program level events on the Agile Release Train. Let's take a look at what are the program events in SAFe. SAFe has 6 program events. The first event is Program Increment, also known as a PI, which is a time box event during which an Agile Release Train delivers incremental value in the form of working, tested software. Program Increment is the heartbeat of SAFe and is typically 8 to 12 weeks long. The most common pattern for PI is 4 development iterations followed by 1 innovation and planning, which is also known as the IP iteration. The second event is the Scrum of Scrums. The Release Train Engineer typically facilitates a weekly Scrum of Scrums team meeting. The Scrum of Scrums helps coordinate the dependencies of the Agile Release Trains and provides visibility into progress and any impediments. The Release Train Engineer and the Scrum Masters for each of the teams meet to discuss progress towards the PO objectives and milestones. The third event is the PO Sync. Like the Scrum of Scrums, the PO Sync is held for the product owners. It is a weekly meeting and is facilitated by the Release Train Engineer. The purpose of this meeting is to ensure the Agile Release Train are on track to meet the PO objectives and also to assess any scope adjustments. The fourth event is the System Demo. At the end of each PI, the Agile teams would hold a system demo to showcase the functionalities which they have built in the current PI. This is similar to the system demo which the Agile teams hold at the end of each iteration, but in this instance, the audience is much larger and this event will be part of the Inspect and Adapt. The Release Train Engineer will facilitate the system demo, which is part of the program event, whereas the system demo, which occurs in the team level, will be facilitated by the Scrum Master. The fifth event is Prepare for PI Planning. This is a program event which is facilitated by the Release Train Engineer. However, in reality, this is a continuous process to ensure that the backlog has been refined and the teams understand the top 10 features before the PI planning event takes place. This is so the teams have a chance to digest the information and ask any questions. The Release Train Engineer will look at the logistics to how the PI event will be run. It is encouraged by SAFe to have the whole Agile Release Train in one place, but in reality this is not always easy. There may be offshore teams who are part of the Agile Release Train. Not all organizations have a big room which can hold 150 people. There may be a need to hold the event off-site, and for that bookings and travel have to be arranged. The sixth event is the Inspect and Adapt. Inspect and Adapt is done when the PI time box expires. The Release Train Engineer will facilitate the Inspect and Adapt event at the end of the PI, where the teams would hold a final system demo, also known as a PI system demo. There will also be a problem-solving workshop, where the teams identify what challenges they faced and any improvements the team can make going into the next PI. Let's now look at what a great Release Train Engineer looks like. I've used the acronym SPICE to make it easier for you guys to remember. Support. The Release Train Engineer will continuously support, guide and mentor the Agile teams, helping them to grow as a team and delivering continuous value. Prepare. There's a lot of time and effort which goes into planning and coordinating the program events. To run a successful PI event, a lot of preparation needs to be done up front to ensure the event is not chaotic. A lot of people think by having 150 people in one room for a planning session must be chaotic, but it is not if the Release Train Engineer has prepared impediments. When a number of Agile teams are working together to build complex solutions, there will always be challenges. The role of the Release Train Engineer is to help teams unblock any issues they are facing. These can be things like lack of resources or dependencies on other teams, or even third-party suppliers. Communicator. The Release Train Engineer should be able to deliver a message with tact, be sensitive to how to deliver the message to the teams and senior management. Engineering. A great release train engineer will not just focus on the safe ceremonies, but also look at the engineering practices, such as are we doing code reviews, pair programming, are we automating our test cases, and using practices such as TDD and BDD. I hope you found this tutorial helpful, and if you enjoyed it, then please do not forget to subscribe and like. Until next time, stay safe.